gone down for the slaughter, saith the king. In order to keep the fallout from spreading, young Russian men had to till the soil and water it. As they did this, they were exposing themselves to the deadly rays. 48:16 says, the calamity of Moab is near to come, possibly a foreshadowing of what Jeremiah foretells of Russia in chapters 50 and 51. 48:17 says, all ye that are about him bemoan him, and all ye that know his name say, how is the strong staff broken, and the beautiful rod? This is really interesting because what caused the meltdown at Chernobyl were overheated uranium rods. 48:18, thou daughter that dost inhabit Dibon, come down from thy glory and sit and thirst, for the spoiler of Moab shall come upon thee. Even though the water may not be radioactive, who wants to take the chance and drink it? 48:18, and he shall destroy the strongholds. Stronghold in Russian is Kremlin. Because of Chernobyl, they now have glasnost. 48:20, Moab is confounded, for it is broken down. The power plant. 48:26, make him drunk, for he magnified himself against the Lord. There were news articles about teetotaling Russians drinking alcohol to help fight off the effects of radiation sickness, probably using the accident as an excuse to drink. 48:32, O vine of Sibmah, I will weep for thee with the weeping of Jazer. Thy plants are gone over the sea. Let us not laugh at the Russians, for we have nuclear power plants too. Also. 48:32, the spoilers fallen upon the summer fruits and upon thy vintage. When the plant spewed out its fallout, it happened in the springtime, contaminating the summer wheat. 48:35, moreover I will cause to cease in Moab, saith the Lord, him that offereth in the high places, and him that burneth incense to his gods. When Chernobyl is running, could the steam be the incense? 48:37, for every head shall be bald, and every beard clipped. Upon all the hands shall be gashes, and upon the loins sackcloth. Clipped in the original Hebrew is gara, which means diminished in English. The accident at the plant caused some firemen and plant workers to lose their hair to the point of being totally bald. 48:40, for thus saith the Lord, behold, he shall fly like an eagle, and shall spread his wings over Moab. The cloud of radioactivity went further than that. This could be a foreshadowing of things to come in Jeremiah 50 and 51. 48:46 says, woe be unto thee, O Moab, the people of Chemosh, Chernobyl, perish, for thy sons are taken captives, and thy daughters captives. When the accident occurred, the children of Kiev had to be taken up to Moscow because the fallout in Kiev was a lot worse there. One can also think that Babylon is, in Jeremiah 50 and 51, is dealing with Russia also, because in Jeremiah 50:53, it tells us that Babylon refuses to let the Jews go free, and the only country that fits that description today is Russia. Plus, in Jeremiah 50, it mentions the symbols of the Russian flag, the hammer and sickle. In the very same chapter, cut off the sower in Babylon and him that handleth the sickle, Jeremiah 50:16. A few verses later it says, how is the hammer of the whole earth being cut asunder? How is the whole hammer of the earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Jeremiah 50:23. And in 51:53, one can think that Jeremiah is foreshadowing Russia's own SDI system when it says, though Babylon should mount up to heaven, orbit, and though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet for me shall spoilers, missiles, come upon her, saith the Lord. One can become excited, thinking the rapture is imminent, if Jeremiah is foretelling Russia, because in Jeremiah 29:10 it says, after 70 years are accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you and perform my good word toward you, in causing you to return even unto this place, Israel probably. This could possibly be something to get excited about now, because the Soviet Union has now been in existence for exactly 70 years. The Jews, not to mention the Christians, are still being held against their will there, going along with Jeremiah 50:51. Although one can read spaceflight into Obadiah 4, Chernobyl into Jeremiah 48, AIDS and Nazi persecution of the Jews in Psalm 38, the trouble in Lebanon in Habakkuk 2:17, and possibly Russian in Jeremiah 50 and 51. One can also end up thinking Reagan, used to call his wife Mommy and was famous for jelly beans and bonzo, could end up being the Antichrist. Even though Reagan is the only world leader with a name that spells out 666, Ronald Wilson Reagan was given a white horse at the beginning of his presidency, Revelation 6:2. It is against the woman's vote, possibly fulfilling Daniel 11:37. 6 to SDI, possibly fulfilling Daniel 11:38 and Revelation 13:13. Got one of his heads, Secretary Brady, wounded as unto death, possibly fulfilling Jeremiah 13:14. And is the only friend and supporter of Israel, going along with the theory that the AC will have a covenant of death with Israel for 3.5 years. The main reason for Reagan to possibly be the Antichrist is the fact that he sent the Navy into the Persian Gulf. Since he did this, he can make one think that Daniel 8 is coming true, and that the rapture may be on its way, due to a bizarre theory built around Isaiah 57:1. Here are some examples. I'm not going to be able to finish this because the tape is running out, but this will be continued on another tape. I don't know which one yet, but it will be. I hope you enjoy. This is Bruce Ramsey, and the date today is June 23rd, 1980. What you're about to sit through are some writings that I did since February of 1987 to June 6th, 1987, and I hope you like them. Over now for now. Bruce Ramsey. A poem that I wrote this year. It's called In Celebration of Jello, which went like,